What is going on? Welcome to another episode. It is your boy, Coach Raj, and today we're going to be talking about how to create a workout program for fat loss, okay? Because if you want results like my clients here, I got you, okay? So we're going to go over it real quick. Well, not quick, but I'm just going to break down what it is that we need to understand in terms of creating a program, right? So before doing one, you have to understand that, first of all, your life is different from others, so you're going to have different times and different priorities, right? So how much time do you have? How many days a week can you train? Are you working out at the gym or at home? What equipment do you have access to? Injuries, health issues. What are your top 2 to 3 fitness goals? Like, what are things right now in this phase of your training program and your fitness journey you really want to achieve, right? I'd imagine one of them is fat loss, which is why you're watching this. And the other two are some other goals that you have, right? And then look at priorities other than yourself, right? Like, what are they? Kids, work, family, taking care of people. Like, what else do you got going on? Because that is going to truly affect how much time you have and how many days in the week you can train, and whether or not you have enough time to go to the gym or you're going to work at home, right? So all these factors play a part in when you are creating a workout program, especially when you want one that's phased out over time and forever. So how do you continue to make this program so it lasts you forever, right? So what to focus on for fat loss? Number one is strength training. Okay, I know it sounds weird, which leads to number two, which is building muscle. But most people think you have to do cardio, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, you have to build muscle, because muscle burns more calories than fat. So if you want to lose fat, you need to burn the fat. How do you burn fat? You need to burn more calories. And that's what muscle does. You either have fat tissue or muscle tissue, right, on your body. So you need to make sure that you're decreasing the fat tissue and increasing your muscle tissue. And muscle does not mean you're going to get bulky. Muscle does not mean you're going to get big. You can lean out, right? A lot of times when people say I'm bulky. I used to be bulky when I was 40 pounds or 35 pounds overweight. That's when I was bulky. I'm not bulky anymore. I'm leaner. I look better. Same thing will happen for you guys, okay? So phasing out your workout program is something you want to focus on. What keeps you excited and consistent? Right now, it doesn't mean that you need to neglect your strength training. That has to be a part of it the whole time. But maybe there's other things you can do in the training that you want. Maybe you do a couple days of strength and then you do a day of yoga. A couple days of strength, you do a couple days of cycling, right? Like, you can mix and match, but you have to always keep strength training in there. How much cardio, and then workout intensity. That's a big one. So we'll go into some of these. We'll go into all of it and all encompassing of it. Okay. So strength training, okay, for fat loss. And fat loss equals muscle building, because muscle burns more calories than fat. And there's different types of strength before we go into it, okay? So there's hypertrophy equals muscle building, right? AKA getting your muscle leaner, looking good. It's progressive overload. That just means lifting a little bit heavier every week. Strength endurance, long-lasting strength in a workout, right? Can you only do 5 reps of 20 pounds, or can you do 20 reps of 20 pounds? Over time, that'll get better as you get stronger. Max strength, heaviest weight you can lift. I don't even do this anymore. This is not a necessary one. I'm just kind of running you through more the basic types of strength. It's like a 1 rep max kind of thing, right? But again, that one's not, you don't have to be testing out your 1 rep max. I don't even know what mine are for most of my lifts anymore, for any of my lifts anymore, to be honest. I haven't done them since I played sports. Relative strength in relation to your weight versus the weight you lift. If you're 200 pounds doing a 200-pound squat, your relative strength is going to be lower than somebody who's 150 pounds doing a 200-pound squat, right? So it means you've got to figure out how to get stronger, right? And then overall strength, that just encompasses everything. I don't even know why I wrote that, but anyways. And when you focus on strength training, right, which is what I did for my client here, this is what happens. Post-pregnancy, 2 kids, works full-time. She built more muscle, she got leaner, and everything looked better. Her arms got smaller. Her arms didn't get bigger or bulkier. Her arms were bulkier before, when she had a lot of body fat on her body. Now, look at them. They're thinned out. They're leaned out. She looks good. Her stomach, like, everything is there. Her glutes are growing with it. Like, it's just, she did a very good job. And it's because we phased out the programming appropriately. And next, what type of strength should you focus on? All strength types are important for fat loss. But for the sake of time, I program more muscle hypertrophy and strength endurance. Okay? So what is the rep range to work in? Actually, what are the rep ranges to work in? Anywhere between 5 to 30 reps will build muscle, which means fat loss. So there's a lot of studies out there, okay? 5 to 30 reps will build a muscle. So lower rep ranges is like somewhere between 5 to 8 reps, more rest to recover, okay? Because when you go less reps, it means you're lifting more weight, which means you need to have more rest in order to get to the next set and do the same or more reps with the same weight, okay? So 2 to 4 minutes of rest. Medium reps, 9 to 15 reps. adequate rest time, somewhere between 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And then high reps to me is anything that's 16 to 30 reps, okay? Less rest time because you're not lifting too heavy. It's more like endurance, cardio kind of style of training. So then you can do 90 seconds or less. Now, let's go into how to create your workout program, okay? Because if you want results like this is what you got to do. So you got to phase out your workouts, okay? You're going to start with 3 to 4 days a week, full body. If you're new to this and you haven't been working out ever and this is kind of something you're just getting into, do 3 days. It's totally fine. For the first 8 weeks. Weeks 9 to 16, try muscle-specific workouts, okay? But in the first 3 to 4, in the first 8 weeks, your workouts should be full body, okay? You want to recover better. If you kind of are new to this and you haven't worked out before, well, your body's going to go like in shock if you're just doing chest one day or just glutes one day or just legs one day. It's good to separate into body parts so that way you give your body adequate rest and you're not like pounding it like right away, and it's easier for you to come back in the next workout and still lift strong. Okay, weeks 9 to 16, then you can try some muscle specific workouts, right? So, somewhere between, somewhere between honestly, like 12 to 16 to a year long of phasing is going to be good. Phasing just means different parts of your workout routine. So I'll break it down even more. But you're going to start with higher reps to get your form right. That is more important than the weight you use in the beginning, right? When you want to look a certain way, you need to build muscle the right way. You don't want to get hurt. So focus on your form if you're new. I mean, you should always focus on your form, but focus on your form more when you're new to get the foundation right, and then you can go into lifting heavier. As you notice you're getting stronger at higher reps and your form doesn't break in the first phase of your training, move into lower rep ranges to increase strength, okay? And maybe you do 20 reps in the first phase and then you go down to like 15 and then 10 and so on and so forth, right? But you don't really need to go under 5. You don't even really need to go under 8, honestly. But anyway, just things to focus on. So how long should each phase last? Minimum 4 weeks, okay? You need to get stronger at the exercises you're doing. My phases last 9 weeks for myself, okay? But that's because I've been training for a long time now. So I need longer time per phase to get stronger, okay? So when you're new, you can get strong pretty fast. And because you can get strong pretty fast, you can do a lot of different exercises and get pretty strong. But you don't want to do that, okay? Don't do the YouTube workouts. Don't do, the boot camp classes every single time you work out. You need a program that is tailored to you, that is specific to you so that you can get stronger at them. You need to get stronger at the exercises, okay? You can get very good results for phases between 4 to 12 weeks long, okay? So minimum is 4. 12 isn't like a max amount of time you can stay in one phase. You can be in one phase for like 16 weeks, 24 weeks if you want to. As long as you're getting stronger, that's great. I like to do 9 weeks. That's my area of where I start to get tired of my workouts. And we are not bodybuilders, right? Like, we're just here to make sure we stay consistent. Of course, we're going to look good and feel good, but I do 9 weeks. The first 6 weeks, I do it at a little bit higher reps, a little bit less volume, so a little bit lower sets, a little bit higher reps. They're usually quicker workouts, like somewhere between 40 minutes to 60 minutes. That's quick for me. And then the last 3 weeks of that, I'll start doing heavy, high volume. So I'll add an extra 2 exercises each workout. I'll add extra sets to a few, and I go a little bit heavier, but it's like a grueling workout period for me, right? But those are just 3 weeks long, and I kind of cycle like that now, and it's pretty fun for me. And then after 9 weeks, I change it. So again, anywhere between 4 to 12 weeks, 4 to 16 weeks, like you can do the same workouts, and you're gonna be totally fine. Next. Wait, did I? Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. And also, that's what we did here. She did 4 weeks at a time. Most of my clients do 4. Some, when they work with me long enough, they do like 8 weeks and then we move to another phase. So just depends on also, how fun and how consistent are you going to stay. Like if you can't stay consistent doing 9 weeks straight to the same workouts, then yeah, change it. Then do 4 weeks. Then do, 6 weeks, whatever you like. But you need to do it for a minimum of 4. Cardio, what kind of cardio you should do? Okay, so you don't need as much cardio as you think. And anything works, right? Steps, rowing, bike, running, swimming, sports activities, anything else, hiking, like all these things. You only really need 2 to 3 dedicated cardio sessions. That's all you really need, okay, in a week. They can be 10 to 20 minutes, steady state, like walking or slow pace running, or hit high intensity training, right? When I say 2 to 3 dedicated workout sessions, I don't mean like they have to be 30 minutes or the full workout needs to be cardio. All I mean is that you have a dedicated period of time within your workout to actually get cardio done, right? So 10 to 20 minutes is more than enough. And then that's what she did. She had a different goal. She was more skinny fat than she was anything else, my client. And this is actually Sarah. She's one of my homies. But then she went absolutely crazy, right? A little bit of cardio, but more strength training. And she got ripped. She got in great shape. And she's still killing it till this day. So cardio examples, you got hit examples, right? So steady state is very easy to understand. It's more so just you do something for like 10 to 20 minutes straight. Maybe you do like a 5 mile per hour jog. Maybe you do the Stairmaster. I hate the Stairmaster. If you do it, good on you. I can't do it. I don't know how you guys kill it like that, but good for you. Maybe you do rowing. So it's kind of like you're doing something at the same speed for 10 to 20 minutes or longer. Hit examples. So what are some examples of high intensity training? So high intensity training is more so you do something with like as much energy as you can, you give it as much force as you can, and then you take a break and you go right back at it again. So circuit style training, which is, part of HIIT, you do 3 to 4 exercises back to back. Okay, so, you're doing chest press, squats, bicep curls, rows. And then you do 3 sets of 12 reps each. So you do 3 sets. So you do 12 reps chest press, then you go right into 12 reps of squats, right into 12 sets of bicep curls, right into 12 sets of rows. And then you take maybe a 2-minute break, and then you go right back to it for 2 more rounds, right? So that could be a HIIT style of training that you like. And honestly, if you are low on time, you could make a whole workout just like that. You could do day 1 or day 2 or both of these if you want, and then do day 3 just strength training, right? This is strength training, but it's more cardio. So you're not going to lift as heavy. You're going to probably use the same weight for a lot of time, for a long time. It's just good to build a little bit of muscle or a little bit of strength, and this is more for strength endurance than anything else. But it's still good cardio. So you can kind of get cardio and strength in one workout if you want to. I, again, wouldn't suggest that it is for a lot of workouts. I would maybe one every so often, but you shouldn't be the focus of that. But if you're going to do this as your cardio at the end of the workout, that's fine. Running and bike style, so like 20-second sprint and then 40-second walk. You do 6 to 10 rounds, 6 minutes to 10 minutes of just sprinting, and then, or just high speed jog with a 40-second walk. High speed jog, 40-second walk, sprint, high speed, and then a walk, right? So 6 to 10 rounds, which is like 6 to 10 minutes, that's pretty good. But that's some examples of cardio that you can do as well, and you can phase it in your programming. Doesn't really matter when you do it, you can do it whenever you like. Actually, another question that people usually ask is, should you do cardio before or after your workout? I personally don't care, right? Sometimes I do before, sometimes I do it after. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. I don't do crazy cardio, right? I mean, the cardio I do is like between 10 to 15-minute run, and then I do like a nice long walk because I have the time to do that right now. But other people have to walk throughout the day. And there's periods of time, and especially, with what I do, there's some periods where I can walk for an hour at the gym right after the workout, or I cannot walk at all, and I have to spread my walk out throughout the day. So it just depends where you are. But really, it doesn't matter. You can do it either before or after, okay, in my opinion. Now, if you're going to do HIIT style, do HIIT style after. If you're going to do steady state, then steady state you can do before or after. So I guess let me reiterate that. HIIT, a cardio style, you're going to do after workout, your strength training. Anything that involves like your steady state, which is like all of this kind of stuff, but you're just doing it at a leisurely pace, that you can do before or after, in my opinion. Okay, exercise selection. So if you want to understand how many exercises you should do, this is important. So how many exercises should you do per workout? Okay, for pure strength training, you want to do about 45 minutes plus each workout, right? That's a little bit more strength-based because you're going to have enough time to rest in between. You can just kind of do one exercise at a time, maybe a superset. You're going to do 4 days a week, 6 to 10 exercises per workout. That's pretty solid. 3 days a week, 8 to 12 exercises per workout. Okay, so why is it higher at 3 days? It's because you're doing one less day of a workout, so you should do a little bit more exercises, a few more exercises to get more body parts and to get more stimulation in those body parts, right? For strength training plus HIIT, so let's say you only have 35 minutes or less each workout, 4 days a week, you can still do 6, but 6 to 12 exercises per workout. 3 days a week, 8 to 12 is more than enough. You don't really need to go over 8 to 12, honestly, whether or not you're doing the pure strength or you're doing the strength plus HIIT. But higher reps will come from circuit style training, right? Like if you're going to do more strength, you could do somewhere between the 5 to 12 rep range. If you're going to do circuit, even 10 to 20 reps is pretty good in circuit training, okay? And you get results like this, depending on how much time you have. Remember, those questions you have to ask yourself: how much time do I have? How many days a week can I train? What are my other priorities? Put those all into perspective before you actually make your workout program. Before you understand, okay, how much time do I have? How many exercises should I put in? Which exercises should I put in? Et cetera, right? And those all depend on your goals as well. But you can get results like this, right? Again, actually she's a mom as well. That was postpartum. She had 2 kids. She worked full time, and dude, she killed it. Got abs again after that. So if she could do it, you can do it. Exercise selection part 2. So which exercises do I like to keep in higher rep ranges and lower rep ranges? Okay, because that's going to dictate your results here, right? Her glutes grew like crazy. She got those abs that I showed you in the other picture. She got muscle. But it really depended on which exercises we did for what. So compound lifts, exercises that use multiple muscle groups. Okay, so squats, use your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your back, and your core. Hip thrust, use your glutes, your hamstrings, your core, and your quads. Shoulder press, shoulders and triceps. Pull downs, lats, rhomboids, biceps, right? So you get the gist. It uses more than one muscle group to complete the exercise, right? So that's what a compound lift is. And for compound lifts, and these are going to be really tiring, right? Even deadlifts, like all these compound lifts are a lot more tiring. So I don't personally like to put them at super high rep ranges. I like to have these exercises between 5 to 12 reps because of fatigue and time, but you can definitely do up to 15 reps or more, right? You can. I mean, there's some phases where I have done that, but it's rare. But I like compound lifts to be, a little bit lower reps. And then I like to do usually 2, maybe 3 per workout. And then I'll do isolation exercises. And this is what isolation exercise is. Exercises that only use one muscle group, right? These are better to usually pair with the superset or like in a circuit. If you're not using like super heavy weight. Bicep curls are really just your biceps. Tricep extension are your triceps. Yeah, a little bit of forearm activation, but the primary muscle that is going to make it work is the actual muscle that you're targeting. So I like to have these exercises between 8 to 20 reps because you can get high quality reps with more reps, and it's safe to be a little tired when doing these exercises, right? Because these aren't super, I guess you could say, taxing on your body compared to a compound lift. Now, what does a week look like? Okay, so what can you do? How do you phase out this training? Okay, so if you're doing a 3-day-a-week workout program, you're going to do day 1, 2, and 3, full body in the first phase. Day 1, upper body. Day 2, lower body. Day 3, full body in phase 2. And then you can just continue to cycle like that. And you can mix and match however you want, right? But this is kind of an example of if you're beginning or if you just kind of want a direct idea of what to do. 4 days a week. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, again, full body in the first phase, right? So again, for the first 8 weeks or maybe 10 weeks or 4 weeks, however long you want to make it, do full body. Day 1 and 3, upper body. Day 2 and 4, lower in phase 2, okay? Now, day 1 and 3, you're going to give yourself a break in between before you do the same body parts, right? That's what's super important about making sure you rest properly, okay? Because you can repeat the cycle over and over again and change up exercises, but you want to make sure that you're not over fatigued when you're actually doing these, right? You don't want to do upper body day 1 and 2 and then lower body day 2 and 3, 2 and 4, sorry, or 3 and 4. You want to do upper, then lower, upper, then lower. Give your body a break, come back strong, okay? Workout intensity. This is huge, man. You need to push yourself in the workouts. Okay, you could do everything else, but if you don't have the right intensity, you are not going to get the results. That's just how it is. Okay, so you need to push yourself in the workouts. No half something reps, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to swear too much now because they don't. I don't know what YouTube does, but they don't like if you swear. Or just going through the motion. Do not half your reps or just go through the motion. Go in there with the intention to work out and kill it. You should be taking most or at least the very last set until failure, okay? Now, some people, we can get away with doing maybe like 2 to 3 reps left in the tank, right? You're like, okay, I'm doing a lot of reps, I'm pretty fatigued, but I think I could do 2 to 3 more, but I'm going to wait. Now, I think that's for very experienced lifters. For people who are new or, you've just continued to work out and you're not really getting what you want or you're trying to do fat loss, listen, just take most of your sets till failure or at least the very last set till failure, right? Do it until you cannot do another rep. Now there's some exercises where like some compound lifts like bench press, shoulder press, deadlift, squats, those ones maybe, you be careful, right? Don't go to absolute failure. Do it until you're like, oh my God, okay, I have 1 or 2 more reps, but I'm gonna take it easy, I don't hurt myself. That's fair, but everything else is fair game. Isolation, all these other ones you could do until failure. It's not gonna do much to you, okay? If it's light, lift more. Okay? When should you lift more? How do you know if it's too light? If you are doing 10 reps, you should be questioning if you can get 10 reps at reps 7 to 8. So let's say you're doing a bicep curl and you have 10 reps in your program. If by reps 7 and 8, you're like, oh my God, you're like slowly bringing it, you're like, I don't know if I can get rep 9, I don't know if I can get rep 10, you're at a good place. And if you try and you can't do it, great. Work at that weight until you get to 10 reps and then increase the weight again, okay? Once you can get to 10 reps, pretty easy and with good form, then increase the weight and cycle that way. Most times you can usually increase the weight every week, right? It's very good to do so because you want to make sure you get that progressive overload factor in. So if you are trying to do that, remember, just in every week, just try to go a little heavier until you can't, and then work at that until you can get heavier again, right? But yeah, that's it for workout intensity. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy there. And this is what happens, man. When you put in the work, when you phase out your workout appropriately, and you focus on building your strength and muscle, all of these transformations are possible for you, right? You can lose a lot of fat, you can lose a lot of weight, and you can really get that body recomposition that everybody wants. At the end of the day, the goal is to make sure you look good and feel good. The goal is to make sure you're not just losing weight, but you feel healthy as you're losing weight. That is the key. If you can feel healthy as you're losing weight, you know you're doing it right. If you feel lethargic, bad, crappy, you just don't feel good at all, then you're not doing it in the right way. We need to make sure we adjust and appropriately change your phasing. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you want results like this, you can make it happen. Just work out hard, stay consistent, and do what you gotta get done. Okay. Other than that, just get 1% better every day. Go crush it. Go kill it. Like, comment, subscribe on my YouTube, please. We're trying to grow this. And comment anything you want me to talk about next time. I'll definitely make a video about it. And I appreciate you guys. All right. I'll see you on the next one.